the support of working men and women and the labor movement of our country. As I said in the debate the other night, it was unions who fought for good wages, safe working conditions, and benefits that built the American middle class, and we're going to do it again. I also am grateful that I've had so many elected officials here to support me. I see my friend, the congressman from California, Javier Becerra. Thank you so much. Also, I know the president of the state senate in California, Senator Kevin De Leon. Thank you so much. And I know you're here because we have work to do. We have work to do here leading up to the caucus on Saturday, then we have work to do across our country. There could not be more at stake. And as I have traveled and talked with so many families, I understand deeply how much this election will mean to our future in every possible way. And that's why I am campaigning to break down every single barrier that stands in the way of every American living up to his or her potential. Because there's no doubt in my mind that America will live up to its potential only when every American has the chance to do the same. Knocking down those barriers, building those ladders of opportunity again that give hardworking people the chance to get ahead and stay ahead. So we have to be very clear that in this election, we have to take on the problems. We have to stand against the special interests and the status quo. We have to tear down the kind of obstacles that are posed by those interests that would hold us back, even push us back. I am absolutely committed to making sure that we never have the mess we had in 2008 again. This state was especially hard hit. Too many people lost their jobs. Too many people lost their homes. I remember going door to door in 2008, walking streets and neighborhoods, going into people's homes who had done everything right, but couldn't keep going because one member of the family lost a job. So the income wasn't enough to keep paying the mortgage, or a medical emergency just wiped out people's savings. Now we are coming back from that, and it was not easy. Republicans want us to forget how hard it was. Well, I'm not going to let them forget, because it was their bad economic politics and policies under a Republican president that sent us in to the Great Recession. And I don't think President Obama gets the credit he deserves for digging us out of the ditch. To stop bad things from happening and bad actors making our lives hard. You know, the other night I said, nobody wants to get rid of Citizens United, that terrible Supreme Court decision, more than I do. You know why? It was about me. The right wing, they were trying to influence my campaign. They were launching one of the many attacks they seem to enjoy making against me. So I'm going to do everything I can to reverse that decision, including appointing Supreme Court justices who will understand the worst decisions in American history, because it tilts the balance toward big, unaccountable money even more. But I will also lead the effort for a constitutional amendment, if that's what it takes, to get this dark, unaccountable money out of our political system. Get back so that voices that really matter. And I will take on Wall Street. I've done it before. I will do it again. No bank should be too big to fail. No executive too powerful to jail. That's why I have the toughest, most effective, comprehensive plan to go after the bad actors. And they're running ads against me. Now, I do think you are known to some extent by your adversaries. And I've got a long list that I wear as a badge of honor from the right wing and the special interests. I am not new to this fight, my friends. I've been waging it and succeeding despite the best efforts of the other side. I like to say they've been after me for years. Well, I'm still standing, and but we got to do more than just tell you what we're against. After we do that, what's the next chapter? What do we do now? Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get back to creating good jobs in America with rising incomes. I know we can do this. It wasn't so long ago that we were doing it. You look at my husband's record, 23 million new jobs, but most importantly, incomes went up for everybody. And here's something I want you to remember, because you do go out canvassing. I want you to not only tell people what we're against, what we're fighting against, what we're going to stop. I want you to tell them what we're for. I want you to explain that we're going to have new jobs in infrastructure and manufacturing and clean renewable energy. We're going to put people to work across America again, and we're going to see incomes going up, just like we did in the 90s. Incomes went up for everybody. On average, the average American family income went up 17%, more than $7,500. The average African American income went up 33%, more than $8,500. People were working. They were seeing a brighter future for themselves and their kids. What happened? The Republicans came back. We can't afford that. We can't let that happen. So we need to tell people what we're going to do to really make it possible for them to once again feel like they're on the right path. Their hard work is going to be rewarded. And that's why I'm so proud to have the support of so many unions who are holding signs and making clear that you are supporting me, because I know how important you are to getting this economy working for everybody again. We can't rebuild the middle class if we don't get back to having a strong American labor movement. So I'm going to enforce labor laws. I'm going to stand up and use the bully pulpit on behalf of organizing, because if we don't get back to a strong American labor movement, we will not have a resurgence of the American middle class. And we will create all these jobs, but they will be jobs that are on the cusp. They'll be jobs where people can still be exploited and taken advantage of. That's not what made America the strong economic powerhouse that we are. So let's do what we know works. More jobs, good paying jobs, and a strong American labor movement. That is the formula for success. We also have to do more to help small business. I just came from a great small business. A young African-American woman started a restaurant. She now employs 10 people. That's good news. We need more of that. We have to raise the minimum wage because it cannot remain a poverty wage. And we've got to ensure that women finally are paid equally. Of the progress we've made in getting people quality, affordable health care. This has been one of the causes of my life. Before we had Obamacare, it was called Hillary Care. And I went after universal coverage, and the insurance companies, the drug companies went right after me. And we were not successful. But we didn't give up. And this is what I want you to understand. You don't organize the first time, and if you're unsuccessful, throw up your hands, leave, and say, okay, we're done. We're not going to do it anymore. You go back time and time again. Well, it's the same in our country. So after we were unsuccessful, I said, okay, what can we do that could make a difference in people's lives? And by that time, I had traveled across America, and one of the reasons I'm so supportive of of unions in our country is because you fought for, bargained for, and got your members good health care. I wanted everybody in our country to have the same opportunity. But I particularly wanted kids to. And you know why? Because I want you to remember what it was like. Not so long ago. You had a sick child, you were not given any special help from the insurance companies. They didn't say, oh my gosh, we know how important it is to have that child be insured. No. A child with a pre-existing condition was left out just like anybody else. I remember being at the Children's Hospital in Cleveland, talking to parents of really sick kids. And they told me that no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't get insurance for their children. And one man said, you know, I'm successful. I provide health care to my employees. I can't get it for my 2 daughters who have cystic fibrosis. He said, I go from place to place asking for it, telling them I can pay something. I said, what do they say to you? He said, well, I'll tell you what the last one said to me. He listened to my story, he looked at my medical bills, he looked at my income, and he just shook his head. He said, you don't understand, we don't insure burning houses. And this man had tears in his eyes, and he said to me, they called my little girls burning houses. The Republicans want to take us back to where the insurance companies call all the shots, where they can say to a father, you don't understand. We don't insure burning houses. The Republicans have voted 60 times to repeal the Affordable Care Act. We have made progress, my friends. We have work to do. My opponent wants us to start all over again, throw us into a contentious national debate about a theory of coverage that would cost an enormous amount in taxes for every single American and would start us at zero. I think we are better off fixing the Affordable Care Act, defending the policies that unions have negotiated because they provide the coverage that Americans deserve to have, getting the costs down, deductibles, out-of-pocket costs, and getting prescription drug costs down, something that I will make a central priority. But we're better off starting from where we are and building on that, going from 90% coverage to 100 and starting at 0 and trying to go to 100 through a Republican Congress. I want us to make progress right now. That's what I stand for. I happen to think a progressive is somebody who makes progress. A progressive is actually somebody who gets things done that helps people right now. Real progress right now. I also will not make you promises I can't keep. When I tell you I will fight for you, I will work for you, I will get results for you, I'm doing it based on what I believe we can accomplish together. And I also will continue to go after every barrier that stands in the way of human rights and civil rights and women's rights and gay rights and voting rights and immigrant rights and worker rights, because I will tell you this, not everything is about an economic theory, right? If we broke up the big banks tomorrow, and I will, if they deserve it, if they pose any systemic risk, I will, would that end racism? No. Would that end sexism? No. Would that end discrimination against the LGBT community? No. Would that make people feel more welcoming to immigrants overnight? No. Would that solve our problem with voting rights and Republicans who are trying to strip them away from people of color, the elderly, and the young? No. Would that give us a real shot at making sure that our political system works better because we get rid of gerrymandering and redistricting and all of the gimmicks that states use to give these Republicans safe seats